Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Look at the view, bro. Like, look at that. I mean, all right. Saan ako mapupunta? I've got this battery with me for whatever reason. Bro, this got me thinking about life. Gusto mo matikman? Look at that. Look at the view. Diba? Ang sarap. Yeah, you know what? This hits so different. I tried the strawberry flavor and it wasn't it for me. But this green grape flavor, amazing. It's not this is not sponsored, okay? Or not sponsored. I'm just telling you guys that it's absolutely a refreshing drink. You should try some. I just want to share why I'm doing this. It's because whenever I'm on YouTube and would like to get a sense of what's going on in the UX space, all I see is that very accomplished designers just sharing tips, advices about how to make a, a good case study or a good portfolio, reviews about brutally honest about portfolio or something like that, and it's just so, I don't know. And other than that, like, there are tutorials as well about um, Figma and incorporating AI in their workflow. And yeah, absolutely, like those type of content are helpful. But I just noticed that YouTube rewards this kind of content creators because it's what is selling. Sorry guys, like, if I am having a difficult time articulating my thoughts. English is not my first language. Yeah, I noticed that in the YouTube space, like, what is often talked about is the people who are already accomplished and they're just sharing their end results or the things that they've incorporated in their workflow that made their life easier. But in my case, I couldn't even relate to those. I mean, absolutely, like, those videos are very helpful and insightful, and I don't know. I just feel like it's really good to share stories from people who are actually just, you know, um, I wouldn't say me beginning because I'm not in the beginning stage because I'm already 3 years in. But I would say, like, I'm still at the bottom of the ladder, and I don't usually hear those kinds of stories on YouTube. I'm just gonna start anyway. Um, the very popular one is imposter syndrome. When when you're a solo junior designer, like, imposter syndrome at that stage hits differently. Like, it's like, I don't know, maybe 10 times harder because I have no mentors. Like, everything that I learned at that time was just from research and from courses and trial and error. I really did push myself to be confident and to act like I know what I'm doing, but reality is I don't. And in the first year of being a junior designer, I fail a lot, but I wouldn't say like there are no success moments. At least I had, small wins, but I'm very grateful that I got to work with people who are very forgiving and endlessly patient with me because I failed a lot. Yeah, being a lone designer forces me to, figure things out on my own. Though I wouldn't say like it was just me alone. I I'm really glad that the people who I work with, they help me, but I just really wish that I had like someone to um, to guide me. Do I regret that I didn't ask for what I need? I don't know what I was thinking really. Maybe I just want to put up with it and say like, hey, you know what? It's okay. I can do this on my own. Probably because like I really love working independently. Yeah, I really love doing solo work. I thrive in situations like that. But now it's been 3 years. I still work alone, but I already feel that I might want to, not might, like I already need someone to be on board with me to talk about design because it just feels so lonely if you're just, on your own. You don't have a, a person who you can bounce off ideas with. Working alone pushes me to be an advocate in certain things. I wasn't that type of a person. Like honestly, I'm an introverted type and I'm shy. Like I grew up very, very shy. But working alone as a designer pushes me to speak up, pushes me to say what I need to say. And I think that is like um, such a big step, I would say, that I had to, because there's no one to save me. It's just me. It's yeah, I had to do it for survival. The other thing, and I think I've already mentioned this one, yeah, it's creative isolation. I just need, I feel like it would be more fun to work with someone who speaks the same language in terms of the language of design. I don't know, like, because I don't have anyone to talk with. And the only thing that I'm able to talk design with is ChatGPT. uh, I don't know, like ChatGPT is included in my workflow because uh, I have difficulty in English, and you know AI is there to save my ass from committing grammatical errors and stuff. Not only that, like I use it for some design stuff as well. But yeah, like if when I'm excited about certain things, I usually go to chat and ask for a critic or something. My goodness, this is so good. But yeah, like talking to AI is just, more often than not, it just mirrors your excitement rather than, well, when you kind of like command it to, critique your work, I think it's just different if it is a real person you're, exchanging ideas with. I think humans have, I speak like I'm not human, but I'm just saying like if it is like a person who I work with, it would be much more meaningful, I would say. The other thing that I like to mention is when you're a solo designer, you wear multiple hats. Like, yeah, you kind of ended up doing everything from branding, UX, UI, sometimes strategy too. But that only became like my responsibility when I was just starting out. But then someone does it for me now. But yeah, before it was those. And you know what? I actually find it um, exciting before. Like I'm talking about during my first year as a designer, like I actually had fun um, being able to actually do everything because as I said, like I thrive in situations where I get to be working in solo. But over time, the more that I handle projects, the more that I've kind of like built up this feeling. I think it's called ad nauseam, where I'm just so tired and wishing that there will be someone to help me out with what I'm going to do. So yeah, ad nauseum. There are parts of the process where I kind of dread now. I haven't really opened up this one to anybody, but I dread branding the branding process. Okay, I used to love it, but I don't know, like making making a brand identity, not just a logo design, but the overall look and feel is just kind of it requires like a different level of creativity. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it takes so much effort when you're building an identity of a project. Like I'm always in and out of this um, self-deprecating moments where I feel like, oh, this is not enough. They won't like this, so I have to, you know, be more creative or try to find ways on how I can make it look better. And also sometimes like clients would say, "Oh, you have to make it pop, make it more creative, make it more clean, modern," and I don't even know what those means. But I'm really grateful that there are some clients who are very helpful by giving me some visual elements so that I can understand what they're talking about. But there are some clients who are just relaying this ideas, and I have no um, yeah, nothing's clicking in my mind. Like I don't understand what they meant. But yeah, like sometimes like I ask if I'm just so lost. Like I would ask them like, hey, I think it'd be better to give me some visual elements for this so that we are in the same page. But other times like, well, I don't know. I'm not trashing anyone here in any client that I've encountered. Um, no, they're not the problem anyway. I think communication is um, very integral in the process. Honestly, like I've mentioned that I grew up shy and really an introverted person. I didn't like talking. I didn't like communicating with anyone. But being a solo designer pushes me to just be in long calls, be in meetings. I think 50% of 50% of designing is communication, and then the other 50 is doing the design work. You're always solving this problem. I really thought like design is just about making something that looks good, but it's so much more than that, and a lot of it is just communication. Yeah, I now dread the process of brand identity design, but I still push myself to do it anyway because that's my job. So even though like I hate going through that, well, I have to do it anyway. So the other one that I have in mind is that when you start working on the UI, Jesus Christ, like I really thought that UI will be the simplest and the easiest part in the process because I really love doing UI. But when you begin from scratch, you can absolutely use design systems that's free to use, or I don't know. Again, I don't really have words to describe or to articulate my thoughts, but all I'm saying is that I always begin my designs from scratch. I don't copy what's already out there. Sometimes when there are certain layouts that have been used frequently, like the sign up flow, the verification, I just use what we already have built in the past and just apply it in a different project. But yeah, um, but most of the time when I'm building UI, especially beginning from scratch, I just have no idea what I'm doing. So I tend to experiment and always, iterate, like do design iterations, because that's my only way in figuring out what looks good. Also, like there's a close collaboration with the client as well, so they can pick and choose. Perfectionism is also another problem, but I love being a perfectionist though, in a way. Yeah, I don't know, like it's like it's not a good feeling at first when you have this it, urge to tweak one area and to just focus on that thing for a longer period of time. I don't really know, but the point is it's not really about being perfect. I think it's more about being able for people to understand my design. So yeah, again, like I used to really dread being in long calls just to talk about some design. Oh my god, like I've been mentioning the word design and I'm so tired of hearing that word now. Ubus na. Gusto ko pa. Gusto ko na ito. Bibili ako mamaya. Or no, wag na. Uwi na rin kami eh. Anyway, there's this quote that I've seen maybe on Twitter or something. Someone says that you have to make it exist first and then perfect it later. I used to be that kind of a designer who can't move on because I want it to be perfect from the start. But then I realized like um, that that will make me spend a lot of hours just tweaking one part. So yeah, when I heard that, I started to just you know build something, just wireframes, and then we can or I can just perfect it later. Sometimes no, sorry. Sometimes in my design, I sleep on it so that the next day when I have new ideas, I'd be able to execute it or something. I don't know. I'd be able to apply my new idea in the design. That's what I'm trying to say here. Also, like my designs are often gets misunderstood, especially if we don't get into a call to just explain. Um, Sometimes I do annotations in the design, but then I realize that not many people will read through that. They don't read. Yeah, people don't read these days. It's getting dark. I didn't actually expected that this video is going to be really that chill. Again, this is supposed to be a rant, but now I realize like I sound so stupid if I ever went with that direction, because I'm not stupid. Like I'm not. Also, I really love this shirt. My brother bought this for me for Christmas. It's just a complete opposite on who I am as a person. I love working. I really love my job, but I complain a lot That's why I think my brother bought it for me because I complain. But I do love my job, okay? I love it. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. Those are my thoughts. Um, I don't even know what I would title this video. Mm, look at that. What a beautiful view, right? The lights. Ah, man. I don't know. Okay, I think that's it. I don't know. This is going to be my first YouTube video, if ever. I don't know who'll see this, but if you made it to the end, thank you. I didn't have a proper introduction of about me, um, but I don't really care. So yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, if you're someone who works in the same field as I do, no matter what level you are, you can share your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear something from you guys. And yeah, uh, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Um, I'll see you guys next time. I'm not sure. Okay, bye.